welcome to the Indian Express. As you all would know, the biggest story for the past week has been the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi excise policy case. Now, with the Lok Sabha election so close, the arrest is bound to have implications on the political discourse. So we have Deputy Editor Liz Matthew joining us to tell us what exactly is going on in the country. Liz, my first question to you is so the opposition has been claiming that the arrest robs them of a level playing field in the elections. Is the opposition right in claiming so?
Yes, of course, because when in the name of corruption, when a number of opposition leaders, including chief ministers, have been arrested and put in jail. And in this case of Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal, Arvind Kejriwal is the prime face of not just Aam Aadmi Party, and he is one of the top leaders from the opposition, or if we can call star campaigners from the opposition side. Then when he is in jail, keeping him away from the electoral scene, in the campaign scene, of course, there is this criticism of opposition is kind of justified. It's not just because it's the ruling party, of course, gives you this explanation that we are bound to, or we have taken a pledge to act against against the corruption. Then the questions like what happened to the other scam, the main, the one of the accused, Ashok Chavan, or irrigation scam, which, where Ajit Pawar was named, and several other leaders who have joined BJP and kind of, if we say quote unquote, escaped from the probe or investigation by the central agencies. So there is, of course, a justification or an explanation from the opposition side that it is not a level playing field. And also we know that we have seen, we have just seen the electoral bond, the details of the electoral bonds. We have seen how the resources were distributed in terms of how much money one party gets, the ruling party and the ruling dispensation get, and how much money and the funds go to the opposition party. Money, of course, plays a very key role in election. Just now we have heard the finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman talking about that I don't have money, that's why I did not fight election. So indirectly, she's pointing to the use of money and the role of money in the electoral scene and the elections in India. So that when you put all these together, of course, we know that it is not a level playing field.
Right. So despite this criticism, ma'am, and you yourself have written an article on this, the BJP appears to be confident of containing any fallout from this arrest. Could you please elaborate upon that?
Yeah, BJP's argument is that BJP says that before the arrest of Kejriwal, we have done enough ground surveys and, the opinion polls from the electorate in Delhi and the nearby areas where Aam Aadmi Party's influence politically is there. So BJP is very confident because, in the Lok Sabha election, BJP assesses that it's not the regional players or something. It is Prime Minister Modi, his popularity, his credibility, his governance record, and how he has elevated the country to a different level in the international scenario, and how much his guarantee for the poor. All these things have a role to play, not the opposition. And of course, the BJP and also we know that the main electoral, one of the main electoral plank of the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is Hindutva, which has kind of that issue itself got reinforced by the construction of the consecration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya.
Right.
And the talk of Mathura and Kashi. So this is of course it has impact, and it influences the voters, at least in a number of states, not if not every state, including the South. But of course, it has an impact. So the BJP feels that, this arrest or the putting the opposition leaders in jail, because they already have created a perception that Modi is waging a war against corruption, and the opposition parties, which has been in power, for a long time, they have indulged in corruption, especially Congress, they are saying. And here, Aam Aadmi Party and Kejriwal have come to the electoral scene and the political scene, using corruption as a main election issue. And keeping and arresting Kejriwal, who was known as a crusader against corruption, in in a particular case, and convincing the voters that there was corruption, because the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi had withdrawn the excise policy. That has given BJP a new, ammunition to their whole argument of, there was corruption in implementation or rolling out the excise policy. So the BJP feels that, Kejriwal is popular, but it will not have any impact. The putting him in jail or arresting him will not have any impact in the Lok Sabha election. It's very clear. It's, as of now, it is the Lok Sabha election.
Okay, so what do you think is next for AAP? Like you said, right, even the BJP does feel that Arvind Kejriwal is a popular figure. And now that he is in jail, there's also been speculation about his wife, Sunita Kejriwal, perhaps taking on a bigger role. What are your views on where is AAP headed?
See, I must also say that there are some apprehensions in the BJP that, Kejriwal's arrest could evoke some sympathy factor, which is in favor of Aam Aadmi Party, because it comes, just in the close in heels to the arrest of Kavita, arrest of Hemant Soren in Jharkhand, Kavita in Telangana. These individuals may not, but altogether, the whole the narrative of opposition, what opposition wants to say, that there is a witch hunt happening and the opposition is under siege, that could play a role, and that could actually play out. But what the BJP thinks that, by the time Delhi goes for poll, that the opposition would lose that, steam in their, the campaign. But as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, what BJP hopes and expects is Aam Aadmi Party's energy and resource will dry out by the time, May 25th, when Delhi goes to polls, and this protest agitation which they are planning, that could, kind of taking the wind out of their sail, by other issues also. This is what BJP is hoping. But Aam Aadmi Party is saying now that they are determined to take it, and their campaign, door-to-door campaign, all these things will work. And I mean, as far as I don't know whether Aam Aadmi Party will install Kejriwal's wife Sunita, but I must say, I can say the impact of it. It will not go down, because it is just like other party when Lalu Prasad Yadav, which again the BJP has managed to paint them as a very corrupt leader and corrupt party. So, installing his wife as Rabri Devi as chief minister. So, Aam Aadmi, there is no difference between those parties and Aam Aadmi Party. That would be the narrative BJP would be thinking. That will not go down with the voters, although Kejriwal has a lot of supporters and a lot of popularity. This will not go down well within the cadre itself, So I don't know whether they will take such a step, because they have leaders, they have, leaders, of course, a number of leaders, a number of right-hand, personalities in the Aam Aadmi Party, like Sanjay Singh, Manish Sisodia, all are in jail. But there are other leaders and also, this kind of, in politics, if you go back to history, in politics, some leadership emerges this kind of, like, for example, Nara Lokesh in TDP's case emerged as a figure, as a leader when Chandrababu Naidu was in jail. So if Chandrababu Naidu continued to be in jail, he would have continued to be, and Rajiv Gandhi emerged in the absence of after the assassination of Indira Gandhi. So, when in another leaders, I mean, that is not a comparison to this instance, but, leaders emerge in the absence of another, in a vacuum. And we know that Kejriwal himself had emerged in a vacuum when people did not have a credible leaders to, fight against corruption or to stand against certain values which BJP had raised. I mean, sorry, to stand for certain values, political parties are expected to have in politics.
Right. So right now, do you have any leaders in mind that may be capable of filling this vacuum, or is it too soon to say that?
No, in the opposition, that is the main thing, main issue with the opposition. There is no leader or a face to compete with or to kind of, to stand against or in contrast to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's image and his popularity and his credibility. That is the main, handicap of the opposition now. As we have seen the BJP's latest, advertisement, the campaign, everything is focused on Modi as a very, decisive, credible, popular, a leader who is giving you a lot of guarantee, which has also credibility. Whereas the opposition is actually in a, is so scattered, and they are scrambling to find a particular face for as their leader. So the lack of one particular face is the major handicap of the opposition. Of course, there are people who want to stand against the planks which BJP is raising, or the issues which or the main character of BJP itself. But they don't have a face to identify with in the opposition. That is one major issue with them. So, and if you're just talking about Aam Aadmi Party, of course, Atishi is, leading, and she is she is the finance minister, and she is leading the party, and she is in the absence of Kejriwal, she is actually leading the party kind of, and there are other leaders also. So, I mean, if it was only about Aam Aadmi Party, but when the opposition, I have already told you what actually lacks there.
Right. So, which brings me to my next question. When we're talking about the India Alliance, right? They have all talked about how they're going to carry out a rally on March 31st. Everyone has come out and supported Kejriwal or criticized BJP for the arrest. What do you think is the impact of this arrest on that alliance?
Yeah, of course, it has helped the alliance, because you know that there were a lot of hiccups in the Aam Aadmi Party Congress alliance and seat sharing in Gujarat and in Delhi. But all of a sudden, even the Congress Party, which was kind of like hesitant in a wholehearted support to, or wholehearted kind of coordination with the Aam Aadmi Party, all of a sudden it has brought the opposition together. The kind of cohesiveness has come, because they also feel that the entire narrative of opposition under siege will work now, because of the arrest with this Hemant Soren, Kavita, and in Delhi, Kejriwal's arrest, and one after another one, this now they are planning to put other charges, and there. So, CBI also is trying to move in. There is Mahua Moitra case also, one after another, the agencies are stepping in. So this is like, as we have seen, Mamata is trying to put that as a narrative against Sandesh Kali narrative, for women, the women empowerment and women voters BJP is using. The same to Mamata Banerjee is trying to kind of use Mahua Moitra's case as against, to kind of counter BJP's so-called message for this women empowerment. So this, of course, the action by the central agencies, they have been issues, they have been common talk and common, they used to sit together for it. But this arrest of Kejriwal has brought in more cohesiveness and a common, more like a stronger common issue for them to stand together.
Okay, all right. So one of my last questions to you is, the BJP has been campaigning against what it says is Kejriwal effectively running the government from jail. So what sort of a scenario is the party looking at in Delhi?
You mean BJP?
Yes.
Yeah, for in terms of Lok Sabha election, they're very confident. And, they think that, by the time if Kejriwal is going to be in jail for some time, it will dry out the resources and energy for Aam Aadmi Party, because it will be like a headless party. And, and all, that will kind of weaken Aam Aadmi Party for Delhi also. This is what BJP is counting on to, it's like, is also hoping that it would happen. We don't know, only time can say that whether this will happen the way the party wants. This kind of thing is always a gamble. Like in politics, you take such risk and you just go for such gambling. Sometimes it works. Sorry. Sometimes it just boomerang. So I mean, BJP as a party is strong enough to kind of resist any kind of setback, or it can move on after keeping the if there is a setback, it can always learn its lessons and go forward. The BJP in the recent past, under this current leadership, we have seen that it has taken leaves from its defeats and debacles and move forward with new strategies and ideas. So I'm sure, if there is a setback, they will move on with some other, strategies. But as of now, they hope that it will work in the way they want.
Right. But does it also entail, there have been again talks that the BJP or the center, so to say, might try to take control of the administration of Delhi now that the chief minister is in jail? Has there been any talk of that in the party, or is that something that they're looking at?
Yeah, because BJP never has hidden its that kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say motive, that kind of agenda. Because, they have been with the legislation, with the other administrative moves. What they have been trying to do is to take the administrative control of Delhi. The bills it has, the laws it has passed, in the court, the way they have taken away the powers of Delhi government, it all led to that. So the BJP is not hiding it, or they are not what do you call it? 1 minute. So they are not mincing any words about that agenda, and they are not hiding their the intention they have when it comes to Delhi, because they always have this excuse: it is a national capital, and the national capital should be be governed by the central government. So I mean, they have no qualms, so they have no apprehension to admit that also. So I'm sure they want to control